will get back to work as possible with his union, IASI. Strikes next year if a deal with studios isn't reached by then. Top shows on TV are becoming more diverse. UCLA's 10th annual Hollywood Diversity Report looked at the shows from streaming, cable, and basic television. The author of the study, Professor Darnell Hunt, breaks it down.
We primarily look at the inclusion of people of color in front of the camera and behind the camera, and women. Those are the two groups. And the benchmark that we use to determine whether or not we're making progress or how significant that progress is whether or not we're anywhere near proportionate representation. That is to say, whether the share of people of color among people on screen is roughly equal to their share of the overall population, and the same would be true for women. And what we've seen over the last 10 years is increasing progress towards that proportionate representation on the screen, not as much behind the camera.
Diversity on television has made a big leap recently. Hunt says there is still a long way to go to achieve equal representation. The trial has begun for the man accused of breaking into Nancy Pelosi's home, bludgeoning her husband with a hammer, and seeking to kidnap her. David DePatt has pleaded not guilty. The attack on then 82-year-old Paul Pelosi happened in the early hours of October 28, 2022 at the San Francisco movie Shares with his wife. Charges are attempted kidnapping of a federal official and assault on the immediate family member of the federal official. Defense says they don't dispute the attack, but that he's not guilty because he was not after the former Speaker of the House to try to stop her from engaging in her official duties. That he believed he was taking action to stop government corruption and the abuse of children by politicians and actors. Prosecutors say they have clear evidence he committed the crime, showing body camera video of DePatt admitting to the attack and saying he wanted to take the congresswoman hostage. His stepfather says DePatt is homeless, struggling with drug abuse and mental illness. If convicted, he faces life in prison. An update to the search for that English bulldog stolen at gunpoint in West Hollywood late Monday night. They say two people jumped out of a Jeep, pointed a gun at the dog's owner, and took the dog. And now owner Justin Garcia says Cole has been spotted wandering home.
全運転でお願いします。はい、了解。休み帰ってますわ。あと何時間？あと1時間53分です。125マイル。125マイルだから200キロですね。200キロ。 バーストラスベガスに向かうときに、はいはい。何時間前 ?12 時間前ぐらいですかね。リングウッドのラブストラック運転手さんと踊るやつですね、これね。リングウッド さんのオアシスラブズ、そうそうそうそう、あそこがあるとこですね。F1 のコースを自転車で走る。そうそうそうそう。一本っていうか、走ってるシーンのやつをね、動画で撮ってるやつがあるんですよ。それもアップします。こっからも切り抜き作れるかなと思って。こっからじゃなくて、F1 のやつのね、ライブ配信のやつからも、場面切り取って、T スクエアの音楽と合わせて、 千代さんいらっしゃい。お邪魔します。そうそう。なんだっけ、海苔巻きあられ。眠気防止。ガム噛んでるけど眠たいってもガムじゃ目覚めないから海苔巻きあられガリゴリやってますね。せんべいこういう時助かりますよね。せんべいじゃないけどあられだけど結構ガリゴリやると刺激になりますね。そう。海苔巻きあられ。海苔巻きあられのこのジャリジャリが脳を刺激すぎるみたいな。 けれど。四角い打楽器。そうそう。ちょうどそうですね。今カボンパスに入ります。インディアンの楽器ですか。いやー、こんなね、朝の4時のこの時間に結構走ってますよね、ほんと。 そうなんですか。でしょうね。インカのあれですね、じゃあね。インカのドラムっすね。ポンポンポンポンってエルコンドルパサーとかね、インカのね、あれ叩いてるなっていうですかね。ペルーですか。いやー、マチュピチュも行ってみたいな、ほんと。マチュピチュにも行ってみたい。Basic Cajon beats you can learn today. うわ
conversation. But farther than that, I was determined to reestablish us as a very significant player in this game, and not the consummate partners. It was very important to me that we not only we entered into this, the largest entertainment union in the world, and I was determined for us to exit as also the most powerful.
Drescher says, among other gains, background actors will get an 11% increase in the first year. There is a consent agreement for AI, a brand new revenue stream that did not exist before. And today, the SAG-AFTRA National Board will meet to review and vote on the TV theatrical tentative agreement. The results will be announced at 1 p.m. at a news conference. You will hear it live here on KNX News. Now going to be a production lab jam as Hollywood rushes to get back to work after the end of the actors' strike. And producer Tom Newton of Bullseye Entertainment tells us he's in Tulsa, Oklahoma right now, about to start shooting an independent movie.
And we've already learned that we're losing actors that we thought that we were going to have because the matter has already been resolved. Some productions are actually going to be able to get up and going as early as a week from Monday, as early as November 20th.
He says the actors are having to go back to studio shows, which will begin production very soon. He gave the timetable ahead.
Movies and drama shows are probably going to start back up in the new year. The comedies can actually start by the end of this year, 23.
Bob Iger of Disney said this week that an agreement was needed to save the summer slate of big movies. That's now the case. Prop maker Troy Hiddleston says his bills didn't go on strike, so he welcomes getting back to work.
Yeah, it's going to be a relief to a lot of people.
He's expecting to be very busy as many productions look to start
be careful there. I am literally not seeing much Caltrans at all, and there's nothing really else to report in terms of accidents. So let's see what else we've got on here. We've got the carpool lane closed. It's a long-term closure. You know that. Northbound 405 from the 73 up to Euclid. And then, of course, you've got the one on the west 22 to the north 405. And you've got the carpool lane on the south 605 to the southbound 405. Taking a look at the 91 east between Lincoln and Maine, they're saying the right 4 lanes are closed. So there's some Caltrans there. I'm not seeing any activity on the 10 or the 60. So we're good shape there. And they're reporting southbound side of the 101, right around Alvarado. There's some metal debris in the middle lane. So we've got a very nice, quiet morning right now. Our next traffic report is at 4:45 from the Downey Hyundai 24-hour traffic center.
Well, sunny later this morning, then becoming mostly cloudy by afternoon. Our highs will be in the upper 70s. Right now, Redondo Beach with 58 degrees. Currently in Riverside, it's 51, and Santa Clarita has 51, also at 437. People in Tustin are being urged to wear masks outdoors because asbestos got released into the air during this week's massive hangar fire. Cal News reporter Michelle Geely has more.
Right now, this is an emergency. Asbestos has been detected in debris that fell from the sky.
From what they're reporting, it's a certain measure over 1%. So anything over 1%, they are obligated to then report that level of asbestos to us.
As the massive Navy hangar burned in Tustin earlier this week, according to air quality experts and Orange County officials. The findings have closed parks throughout the city, and a late-night decision was made to keep 21,000 students home Thursday throughout Tustin Unified School District.
We need to make sure that all of our staff and all of our students remain safe.
Health warnings have been issued across Orange County. A letter has been sent from 2 county supervisors to the Navy, which owns the World War II-era wooden hangar. The South Coast HUMD is currently awaiting results, the letter says, from testing for gaseous air toxics and mobile monitoring conducted for metals such as benzene, lead, and arsenic.
We do want people to know and to take precautions. Stay inside. If you can, don't be exercising. If you live near Tustin, try to avoid at all going into that area. And of course, if you have kids or you're pregnant, you really should keep inside with air conditioning.
2 residents out walking their dogs who live across the street from the hangar are very concerned.
It's scary. It's very scary. My husband and I already talked about, should we leave out of town? But then nobody's here to clean up.
From what I know, if I could, I would be out of here right now. And walking my dogs, I'm concerned with them as well. But mostly the children, all the families here.
UC Irvine Public Health Professor Michael Kleiman says all of the asbestos in the area should be treated as hazardous material. Once the hangar began to break up as it burned, Kleinman said, toxic fibers were released in the air. And even a few of those fibers, he says, are dangerous. In Tustin, Michelle Geely, KCAL News.
Israel-Hamas war. KNX connects you to the latest.
White House says Israel has agreed to pause fighting in Gaza for 4 hours every day to allow more civilians to escape the fighting, up to 6 hours in some cases. We talked about the move with Israeli Defense Force spokesman Lieutenant Colonel Jonathan Conricus. Told us these pauses are not anything new.
We've been doing that for 5 days now, and we've not been keeping it secret either. We've been showing it on our Twitter page and speaking about it, that we've been doing these local humanitarian corridors, allowing Palestinian civilians in northern Gaza to transfer safely towards the south. During fighting, we do a quick pause, 4 or 5 hours. It's either 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. And so far, I think the estimates are more than 50,000 Palestinians have evacuated in that area during the last 5 days.
Says that Hamas is unhappy about the humanitarian corridors because their method of fighting is to use civilians as human shields. The United States has carried out airstrikes in eastern Syria at an Iranian weapons storage site. John Kirby is a spokesperson for the National Security Council. He says the strike came in response to a series of recent attacks against U.S. personnel in Iraq and Syria.
Well, they'll have some choices to make. And if they continue to choose to hit our troops, if they continue to launch these rocket and drone attacks, then we'll continue to do what we need to do to protect ourselves.
One U.S. official who watched the strike said he's very certain there were no civilians injured or killed. Senator Joe Manchin, the conservative Democrat from West Virginia, has decided not to seek re-election. Says he came to the decision after months of deliberation and conversations with his family.
To the West Virginians who have put their trust in me and fought side by side to make our state better, it has been my honor of my life to serve you.
Manchin's decision gives the GOP an opportunity to pick up a Senate seat in the heavily Republican state. Police in Atlanta say they've arrested a man who threatened to kill Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene.
The suspect, 34-year-old Sean Patrick Cirillo, is facing federal charges for allegedly placing 2 calls threatening to kill Greene with a sniper rifle.
I'm gonna shoot her in the head and kill her, okay? Tell the FBI.
In a statement, Greene says all threats of violence have to be taken seriously. In turn, she's closed her district office in Rome as a precaution. The move comes just a matter of days after Georgia Congressman Rich McCormick also closed his office due to violent threats. Jonathan O'Brien for CBS News, Atlanta.
More news ahead on KNX, including latest survey of Californians and their economic well-being finds them not thinking we're heading in the right direction. That's coming up in 3 minutes. It's 4:42.
Southern California is huge.
Commutes are long.
We make it manageable for you.
On KNX News, 97.1 FM.
Pumpman is the leading provider of on-site maintenance, repair, and replacement of pumps, motors, controls, valves, water wells, and other equipment used in water and wastewater systems. Planned maintenance is a critical part of operating efficiency. Schedule your systems check today before the winter weather by visiting pumpman.com.
Urgent Camp Lejeune settlement message. On September 6th, the government announced it will soon begin providing fast, guaranteed settlements to Camp Lejeune Marines, families, and civilians. Awards will range between $100,000 and $550,000, with an option for higher amounts. If you or a loved one spent time at Camp Lejeune and suffered cancers of the bladder, liver, or kidneys, leukemia, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, Parkinson's, or kidney issues, you may qualify for compensation and could be paid within 60 days after accepting your settlement, with your VA benefits fully protected. You may be entitled to a significant financial award for your Camp Lejeune claim, but you must act now. Call the James Harris Law Camp Lejeune helpline now to get the compensation you deserve. We're already fighting for thousands harmed by the water at Camp Lejeune. Call now or you may forever lose your right to be awarded a settlement between $100,000 and $550,000. For your free evaluation, call 800-217-1155. That's 800-217-1155. 800-217-1155.
With Black Friday appliance savings all month long at the Home Depot, we're making the holidays merrier by making holiday hosting easier with our lowest prices of the year on Whirlpool kitchen appliances. Get everything you need to store all your holiday favorites and the leftovers with top-brand kitchen appliances at a great value. Save up to $2,300 on select kitchen packages, including top brands like Whirlpool with Black Friday savings at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Join us at Odyssey as we all do our one thing, together millions of things for our planet. Planning a road trip to visit family and friends this holiday season? Now is the perfect time to make sure your car is getting optimal gas mileage. First, check your tires and make sure they are inflated to proper pressure. Remove heavy items like golf clubs from your car and plan on packing light. And minimize stops on longer trips to help maximize your fuel economy. When we each share our one thing, it becomes 100 things, 1,000 things, 1,000,000 things for our planet. What's your one thing?
This is Jacob Emrani. If you've been in an accident, call 844-24-JACOB.
Lamar Sanders coming up on KNX News 97.1 FM. A new medical procedure takes a major step toward eventually being able to restore eyesight. Surgeons are trying out new revolutionary wireless pacemakers. Those stories coming up in the next 15 minutes. Right now, though, it's 4:45. That means time for traffic on the fives. And Jennifer, yours.
All right, so it's pretty quiet out there. I think most schools are off today for the holidays, veteran holidays. So I'm hoping that if you do go to work today, that first of all, you'll take it easy because when the roadways are light, nothing really good happens when you're speeding. And secondly, that you'll have a good ride into work. And at this point, we don't have a lot of Caltrans. We don't have a lot going on the freeways. I can tell you that on the 10 westbound, we had an earlier stall at Rosemead, so just be careful there. It looks like all the Caltrans on the 10 to 16 to 210 have been picked up. And on the eastbound 91 between Lincoln and Maine, we have the 4 right lanes closed. And then we have a couple of those long-term closures that are in effect until December 1st. I can't believe that, which is kind of right around the corner. 405 north from the 73 to Euclid, that's the carpool lane that's closed. Also the West 22 to the North 405 carpool. And the South 605 to the South 405, that carpool also closed until December 1st. Drives into downtown look good. Earlier, there was the middle that we reported the middle lane of the South 101 right around Alvarado. Our next report is at 455 from the Downey Hyundai 24-hour traffic center.
Offshore flow continuing across Southern California as we head to the next few days. Warmer and drier conditions expected. We are expecting to see increasing clouds and a chance of rain potentially coming our way as we head into the middle of next week. We'll continue to track the chances for you, but does look to be a pretty significant storm. With Southern California's most accurate and dependable forecast, I'm KCAL's meteorologist Evelyn Taft, KNX News, 97.1 FM.
For this hour in Tarzana, 54 degrees El Monte with 64 right now, and Irvine 54 at 447. Surgeons at NYU have pulled off a breakthrough, successfully transplanting a human eye. Brian Ping reports.
In the long run, this could possibly mean being able to restore sight. Dr. Timothy McCulley with the American Academy of Ophthalmology tells us being able to hook up blood flow to transplanted soft tissue is a big deal, but the day those eyes can see is still far in the future.
Things are moving in the direction where we can hopefully one day reconnect the eye neurologically, but we can't even do that with a person's own eye, much less a transplanted eye. So it is great that they've done this, but we've got a ways to go before we can transplant an eye that will see. So I wouldn't want folks to get their hopes up that they're going to have an eye transplanted that is going to function.
In the short term, this can help restore appearances to people who've lost an eye due to disease or trauma, including the recipient of this transplant, whose face was badly injured in an accident. I'm Brian Payne, KNX News 97.1 FM.
And doctors are calling it a game changer for people who wear a pacemaker. Elsa Ramon has more on the first of its kind wireless version that will help keep heart patients alive.
Conventional pacemakers, which are usually inserted under the chest, would noticeably bulge out and require the placement of wires on the heart muscle. Doctors say those electrical wires would sometimes break or get infected. But the newly approved version, two devices that are smaller than AAA batteries, communicate through electrical pulses to make sure every beat stays in sync. Electrophysiologist Dr. Brian Kim at Providence St. Joseph's Hospital in Orange says the leadless dual-chamber pacemaker will revolutionize the industry and make life so much easier for patients.
The patients actually go and do a sports or contact sports, take a shower immediately the following day. There's really no restriction. Whereas a regular traditional pacemaker, you can't really take a shower for a certain duration up to 5 to 7 days. You have to have arm sling, immobilize your arm for 2 to 4 weeks. You can't really do any, regular daily activity for 2 to 4 weeks.
The procedure takes 30 minutes and the devices last 10 to 15 years. After that, doctors can simply insert another set. I'm Elsa Ramon, KNX News, 97.1 FM.
Latest survey of Californians and their economic well-being.
This is the 25th year of the PPIC survey.
There's concern about the future in California today.
That is survey director at the Public Policy Institute of California, Mark Baldessari, who says the majorities of Californians think the state is headed in the wrong direction and predict bad economic times for the state's economy in the next 12 months.
We've seen in our polling all year that interest rates being increased, the rising costs, and especially for Californians, housing costs.
Nearly 3 in 10 Californians say the lack of well-paying jobs has made them consider moving. Questions about AI were added to the survey for the first time this year, and about 3 in 10 Californians feel they might lose their jobs because of AI.
And we see that particularly among lower-income Californians, a concern that, the jobs that we have today might not be around tomorrow.
This year's survey was conducted October 3rd through the 19th.
This is Over Money Minute. Novo Nordisk plans to invest more than $6 billion to expand its manufacturing facilities as it fights to maintain dominance of the lucrative weight loss market. The company said work will start this year on a new factory at existing facilities in Denmark. Novo said the factory will make products for its serious chronic diseases portfolio, which includes weight loss and diabetes treatments, Wegovy and Ozempic. Electric car maker Polestar is banking on bigger profits and lower costs from 2 new EVs EVs that won't face punitive U.S. import fees, unlike the Chinese EVs it currently sells. The company plans to build a Polestar 3 made near Charleston, South Carolina, and a South Korea-built Polestar 4 over the next 2 years. Futures are mixed this morning after Wall Street's recent winning streak came to a halt yesterday. Fed Chair Jay Powell said the central bank would not hesitate to raise rates further if needed. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
KNX connects you to the stories that
Are on, and that's how I know what's going on in the world.
KNX News 97.1 FM is SoCal's only 24/7 connection.
Why won't a plumber just tell me what it costs to unclog my drain over the phone? Is it that complicated?
No, it's not. It makes no sense at all. They obviously have a price.
Whoa, you've got a nice aroma. Who are you?
Mike Diamond, the smell good plumber.
Will you tell me how much to unstop my drain?
$99.
But you haven't seen it.
Don't need to. Doesn't matter if it's a kitchen sink or a mainline sewer stoppage. The smell good plumbers at Mike Diamond will unclog almost any drain for $99.
Almost.
Yeah, there are a few exceptions, but you can read all about them on our website before you call. Just go to thesmellgoodplumber.com.
Wow, you're like up front and everything. I just called a guy named Bubba who wouldn't tell me anything.
No Bubba's here, ma'am. Just professional plumbers who show up on time, smell good, and unclog drains for $99.
Call us. 1-800-446-MIKE. Contractor license number 399170.
If you have rats in your attic or walls, don't make the mistake of putting out poison or wasting money with a company that charges you monthly to check rat traps. Rat Proof. For a one-time fee, Rodent Stop will identify and seal all rat entry points, trap and remove all rats, sanitize your attic to remove any nasty viruses, and remove and replace all rat nest-infested attic insulation. Rodent Stop is so confident that they can stop your rat and mice problems that they provide a lifetime guarantee. Read all the 5-star reviews on Yelp. If you have rats or mice in your house or business, call Rodent Stop at 800-290-5343. 800-290-5343. We provide fast, friendly, and effective rodent control solutions throughout Southern California. Plus, our technicians are clean, friendly, and always on time. To stop the rodents, call Rodent Stop at 800-290-5343. Open 24 hours. Call 800-290-5343.
453 at KNX. The new Barbie doll honors a Native American icon.
Mattel's doll honors Wilma Mankiller, who rose from humble beginnings in rural Oklahoma.
They told my father that we should move to San Francisco as part of this program, that we would have a better life there, and ended up a few days later in the Tenderloin district.
She made her way out of a housing project in the Red Light District to become the Cherokee Nation's first female principal chief. Mankiller earned the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1998. She died in 2010 at the age of 64. The new doll has her thick, dark brown wavy hair and wears a traditional Native American dress with ribbon striping representing north, south, east, and west. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Mattel is paying $25,000 to the American Indian Resources Center, whose mission is to empower indigenous women and girls. The Picasso painting pulls in big money at auction.
For $121 million. Brooke, it's yours. Thank you very much.
Applause rang out at Sotheby's New York auction house after the 1932 Pablo Picasso painting fetched the highest price for an artwork sold this year worldwide. With taxes and fees, the total was more than $139 million. The buyer remains anonymous. Europe Chairman Oliver Barker.
Sam Alamont, an absolute tour de force from his 1932 Year of Wonders, and a masterpiece by every measure.
The painting, which translates into English as Woman with a Watch, is the second most expensive Picasso to sell at auction. The priciest went for $179 million in 2015. Wendy Gillette, CBS News, New York.
The painting's part of an estimated $400 million in works collected by the late philanthropist Emily Fisher Landau. More news coming up in 5 minutes. A casino workers' strike in Las Vegas has been averted. We'll get to that. 4:55 now at KNX. Traffic on the 5s with Jennifer York.
All right, southbound out of 605 at Whittier. They're saying there was some kind of debris in lanes causing some flat tires. It was in apparently the carpool lane, south 605 at Whittier. It's really quiet out there. It's a holiday, and I think most students will have the day off. westbound side of the 60 and the 10 and the 210 now look really good this morning. The 15 through the Cajon Pass. Now's the day to do the 15 because it looks fantastic. The 91 out of Corona, absolute ghost town. I know. Amazing, right? Yep. Eastbound 91, they're saying that the right four lanes are closed between Lincoln and Maine. And then you've got these long-term carpool lane closures. That's about it. It's very quiet out there. Northbound down to 405 until December 1st. From 73 up to Euclid, they've got the carpool lane closed there. West 22 onto the North 405, the carpool lane is closed. South 605 to the South 405, carpool lane is closed. Till December 1st. Start action point is at 5:05 from the Downey Hyundai 24-hour traffic center.
Okay, for this Veterans Day observed, sunny later this morning, then becoming mostly cloudy by afternoon. Highs will be in the upper 70s, partly cloudy tonight in the evening, and clearing overnight. Lows around 50 for Veterans Day and Sunday. Sunny, highs mid-70s to mid-80s. Today is observed Veterans Day. Monday and Tuesday, mostly cloudy, highs low 70s to around 80 degrees. Then the action starts Wednesday when we get a increasing chance of showers, mid-60s to around 70 for both Wednesday and Thursday. Right now, downtown Los Angeles, checking in at 54 degrees at 4:57.
Want to sell your valuable coins, high-end jewelry, collectibles, or fine art for more? Here's someone who knows exactly who you should go see.
Hi, my name is Allie Eastburn, and I'm the founder of With This Ring.
With This Ring is Allie's charity.
About 11 years ago, I realized that the ring on my finger could literally save an entire village in Africa. So I donated that ring, and now we have rings coming in to our organization from women and men all over the world.
So who buys Allie's donated rings?
Tangible Investments. Our ring donors send our rings directly to Tangible Investments, and they give us more money for those rings than anyone else ever has.
With Sill's help, Allie is changing the world.
It helps us do what we do best, which is drilling clean water wells in Liberia, Africa.
Tangible Investments owner Sill DeGenova has become America's top dealer in coins, precious metals, jewelry, and fine art. Sill guarantees you'll get more.
Thanks so much, Sill and Tangible Investments, for all you've done for us.
Call now for a no-obligation free professional appraisal. 800-885-1400. 800-885-1400. 800-885-1400.
We've all heard the advertising related to tax debts, tax relief companies, tax help. My name is Scott Jusium. I built the Tax Defense Group, and we've been reducing tax problems and tax debts longer than anyone in the business. I woke up this morning and I asked my wife, what separates the Tax Defense Group from other companies? We don't charge ridiculous fees, she said. We wouldn't charge a penny if we can't help. We guarantee the outcome, and we've been using employees for a combined 50 years of experience. We run one of the most successful tax help companies in the United States. So if you do owe $10,000 or more, or you do have unfiled tax returns and you're stressed out, call the Tax Defense Group, and my team will go to bat for you. There is a solution to one's tax nightmare, but I need you to call my team at 855-829-2455. That's 855-829-2455, and you can go to 855taxbill.com.
Football is back, and here at Welcome to the Bandwagon, the Rams Fan Podcast. We're ready. I'm Larry Morgan.
And I'm Kevin Schatz, and if you're looking for deep analysis, facts and figures, hot takes, and bold predictions, well, you've come to the wrong place.
Correct, but if you're an LA Rams fan, want to celebrate the team and have some real fun with folks just like you, then check us out.
Just download the free Odyssey app, search Welcome to the Bandwagon in podcast, and hop on board. Go Rams, go, now come on in, all aboard.
Always live on the free Odyssey app.
KNX, KNX-FM and HD Los Angeles.
SoCal's only 24/7 connection.
Government state of emergency now in Tustin after the big fire at the Blimp hangar and the air quality, the asbestos issues. John Baird's out there.
They're reviewing that deal between SAG-AFTRA and the studios. We're going to talk to the chief negotiator a little later this morning.
The Grammy nominations are going to drop a little later this morning, too.
This is KNX News, 97.1 FM.
It's 5 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Las Vegas' largest resorts have been spared a strike.
We're going to say right now, we have a contract here with Las Vegas.
The Hotel Workers Union announcing it reached a tentative 5-year deal with Wing today, following agreements with both Caesars and and MGM. KLAS TV's Brian Will.
One resort sent us a statement this morning, and they said, "We are pleased that we were able to reach an agreement with the Culinary Workers Union Local 266, which fulfills our shared goal of providing outstanding benefits and overall compensation to our employees." Now, as for what's next, a ratification vote will need to be scheduled, and then that strike that was scheduled for this morning at Wynn Properties has been called off.
Now to the Middle East and the Israel-Hamas war. Correspondent Ramy Inocencio is near the border with Gaza.
Israel is keeping up its bombing of Gaza, hitting several hospitals in the past day. Wounding and killing people in the fallout, said Hamas.
Israel says it's agreed to daily 4-hour pauses in fighting at the U.S. request. But Secretary of State Antony Blinken says that's not enough.
Much more needs to be done in terms of both protecting civilians and getting humanitarian assistance to them. And we have concrete plans, concrete things that we're working on that would do just that.
West Virginia's Democratic Senator Joe Manchin's announced he won't run for re-election, but don't count him out of politics. CBS's Scott McFarland.
Manchin has left the door open to a possible third-party run for the White House.
What I will be doing is traveling the country and speaking out.
West Virginia radio host Hoppy Kercheval knows the senator well.
Does he seem like somebody
who's ready to call it a career?
Not at all. This is a guy who wants to have 2 telephones going and wants to stay very, very busy.
Investigations are underway after elections offices in 5 states received letters containing powders, some with traces of deadly fentanyl. One was sent to an elections office in Fulton County, Georgia. Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger.
Some people like to call fentanyl a drug, but it's actually poison. It'll kill you. It'll kill you very quickly, very easily, and it's very dangerous.
As his son died of an overdose. Police in Florida say a man sped into 2 officers with his car. Sheriff Chad Chronister.
The Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office was intentionally attacked and ambushed by a man determined to kill deputy sheriffs.
Officials say the officers had responded to a 911 call from the suspect's mother. One of the officers may have to have his leg amputated. S&P futures up 8. This is CBS News.
You don't need a job platform, you need a hiring partner. Indeed lets you schedule and conduct virtual interviews, all from one place. Start at Indeed.com/credits.
You've got LA's Morning News.
On KNX News 97.1 FM.
SoCal's only 24/7 connection.
5:03, I'm Mike Simpson.
And I'm Vicki Moore. So you had the blimp hangar fire, then you had schools shut down and parks shut down because of the air quality, the asbestos, the ash, and now in Orange County, they've declared a state of emergency. Let's get the story live from Orange County and our John Baird.
Well, that's because health officials confirmed that asbestos was found in the ash and debris emanating from a fire, that massive fire of the military hangar. So Orange County officials have declared a state of emergency. The schools were closed. Of course, they're closed today because of the holiday, but there are other toxic materials emanating from that fire. That's what they're worried about. The pollution alert came from the South Coast Air Quality Management District. Orange County Supervisor Katrina Foley spoke to KCAL News.
We do want people to know and to take precautions. You know, stay inside. If you can, don't be out exercising. If you live near Tustin.
Samples of debris and ash were collected in public areas near the hangar, and the results of laboratory testing show the presence of asbestos. Now, concerns about the air quality were raised shortly after the fire first broke out on Tuesday. 2 representatives, U.S. representatives, asked the Navy, they sent a letter to ask them how they plan to clean up the site and mitigate the impacts to the surrounding communities. But today, again, Tustin residents are asked to stay indoors.
All right, John, thanks. Investigators in Ventura County say they don't have enough evidence to arrest a suspect after the 69-year-old Jewish man died from head trauma after the confrontation at the dueling protests in Thousand Oaks. Ventura County Sheriff's Office says there's no footage of the actual incident, and it makes it hard to find the person responsible. So there haven't been any arrests or info on the suspects yet, but they are still investigating. Detectives asking for the public's help, but still saying any videos or photos would be useful.
5:05. Jennifer, be careful. He's recording this morning. He's doing a TikTok.
Yeah. Oh! A day in the life. I get you right now, because you're a big part of my life.
So what are you going to focus on today?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Just all the good, like the donuts you brought.
Yeah, no, that's important. And Vicky did toast the bagel, which kind of brings a nice smell to the newsroom. Yeah, so I'm super happy about that. Kenny said, Ukaipa, we have a stalled rig in the right lane. Don't want to hit it. That's out in the Fontana Ukaipa area. It's heading east to Ukaipa Boulevard. And they said there's no triangles out there behind it, so you're going to come up on it real quick. Then I was speaking of Mario, and he was talking about some police activity at LAX, in front of the Bradley terminal. He wasn't sure what was going on there. He said there were quite a few units at the parking structure. And then he said it was down to one lane there. So just FYI, if you're heading to the airport, it is really light right now in terms of traffic flow. But I'm not sure how long that's going to be down to one lane. So just keep an eye on that. Give me a call if you're at LAX. Let me know your experience. Southbound 405 looks good into and out of the Sepulveda Pass. Again, it is the Veterans Holiday. We're celebrating and honoring today. So my kid's just fast asleep. Probably will sleep the whole day. So he's not in school. He was up when I left. South 101 to the southbound Golden State, they look great as well. Orange County, very quiet. Even the 91 out of Corona, absolutely wide open this morning. Our next report is at 5:15 for the Downey Hyundai 24-hour traffic center.
We got warm afternoons, cool nights, dry and sunny for the next few days. Lots of 70s this afternoon, but then 70s and 80s for the weekend, so warming up again. We're looking ahead to rain. There is a storm going to make its way here middle of next week. Looks like Thursday for most of the L.A.
SAG leaders looking it over, this tentative contract, but everybody says it's pretty much a done deal. Later today, the union will host a news briefing this afternoon to talk about it, and we'll carry that live for you. And also a little bit later this morning, we're going to be talking to the chief negotiator.
Taylor Swift likely going to have more than a couple Grammy nominations. Midnight is virtually guaranteed to get the nom for Album of the Year. Grammy noms dropped this morning around 8 o'clock. Midnight Wins is going to be Swift's 4th Album of the Year, which would be a first for Grammy history. Probably also Record of the Year, Song of the Year. Sets her up for a possible sweep of the top categories.
14 people were hurt, 10 in the hospital when a bus hit a car. So the bus hit the car, and then they both went into the front of this restaurant in Long Beach. Pete Demetria was out there.
The car, which was hit by the bus, was barely recognizable. The driver managed to get himself out of the wreckage, and firefighters had to use power tools to extract a passenger. Long Beach Police Commander Mike Richards explained how the collision happened.
The vehicle is traveling southbound California here, which is the street you're on right now. The bus is traveling eastbound on South Street. There have been multiple reports of multiple people injured with different levels of injury, but they're all stable right now. Traffic's obviously impacted and closed this time, and that's what we have right now. It's currently a criminal investigation, and it's ongoing.
The owner of the Bougie Crab restaurant, Nikki McKnight, rushed to the scene, but she wasn't expecting to see the kind of damage that had been done.
I was thinking maybe it was just a car, maybe hopped the sidewalk and went into the restaurant, not really thinking that a whole bus would be in the inside of the restaurant, like literally.
She was thankful no one was killed and that her staff was not inside when the accident happened. She and her family are now working on a plan to reopen the business in the future. Long Beach City engineers will have to inspect the building to make sure that it is structurally sound before rebuilding can begin. In Long Beach, I'm Pete Demetrio, KNX News 97.1 FM.
Driver that plowed his car into a group of police cadets in Whittier last year charged with multiple crimes. Emily Valdez was at the Hall of Justice for the announcement.
It was almost a year ago when more than 24 cadets who were training at the Sheriff's Academy in Whittier were out for a run when a car slammed into them, injured 25. 9 of them seriously. One of them, Alejandro Martinez, ended up dying 8 months later from his injuries. And now the driver, Nicholas Gutierrez of Diamond Bar, is charged. 11 counts, including vehicular manslaughter with gross negligence. Why did it take so long? Officials said during a news conference they wanted to do a very thorough investigation. What was the cause of the crash? Here's a CHP official.
One of the theories involved, among the other theories, a claim that he fell asleep at the moment of impact.
LA County Sheriff Robert Luna said many of the cadets went on to graduate the academy, but some are still injured and trying to recover.
You know what? A lot of things are closed today because we're observing Veterans Day, the holiday. But tomorrow is actually Veterans Day, when those who serve the nation's armed forces are remembered and celebrated. Laura Herzog is the founder of Honoring Our Fallen here in Southern California. And tomorrow, she and others will be at the Big Veteran Cemetery in Riverside.
We go out together as a community and place over 250,000 flags at every grave site located at Riverside National Cemetery.
She says it is so important because a hero remembered never died.
To watch it just evolve from a grass field with grave markers to a sea of flags is just, it's breathtaking.
Volunteers place the flags tomorrow morning before the official ceremonies out there. And Riverside Cemetery, by the way, is one of the largest for veterans in the country. You are listening to LA's Morning News. It's 5:11.
See a news alert pop up while you're in a meeting?
Get caught up with LA's afternoon news on KNX News 97.1 FM.
Visit new exciting places across the U.S. On Amtrak, it isn't just about the destination. It's about the journey. Without busy airports or cramped car rides. With no middle seats, extra legroom, and first-class private rooms, new adventures are just an Amtrak away. Look now at Amtrak.com.
How would you like to come home to a bartender who will fix you any cocktail you want? I'll have an old-fashioned.
I'll have a margarita.
Now you can, with the Bartesian Home Cocktail Maker. Bartesian is a sleek machine the size of a coffee maker that makes premium cocktails at the touch of a button. Choose from over 50 different cocktails, from classics to the most exotic premium cocktails served in the best bars today. You'll always get freshly mixed, perfectly balanced cocktails with the Bartesian Cocktail Maker. And now, get Bartesian's best Black Friday deal ever at bartesian.com/radio. Entertaining? The Bartesian is ideal for parties. No need to stock all kinds of individual mixers for complicated recipes. Every guest gets the cocktail of their choice in seconds. The Bartesian makes a wonderful gift for anyone who loves a fine premium cocktail. Now get Bartesian's best Black Friday deal ever. It's available right now, only at bartesian.com/radio. That's BARTESIAN.com/radio for Bartesian's best deal ever, only at bartesian.com/radio.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
In this market, you'll find Fisher Investments is different than other money managers.
Different how? Aren't we all just looking for the hottest stocks?
Nope. We use diversified strategies to position our clients' portfolios for their long-term goals.
You don't just provide cookie-cutter portfolios?
No. We tailor our clients' portfolios to their goals and needs.
But you still sell investments that generate high commissions for you, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We're a fiduciary, the highest standard of care for a financial advisor. It means we're obligated to act in our client's best interest.
So when do you make more money? Only when your clients make more money?
Yep. We have one transparent management fee structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Sounds like you really look out for your clients.
We do, because our priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. That might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
514. I'm Mike Simpson.
And I'm Vicki Moore. Coming up on KNX News 97.1 FM, New Mexico prosecutors may not be finished with Alec Baldwin.
Some of the California state scientists are threatening to walk off the job. 5:15, traffic, Jennifer York.
Okay, it's been very quiet out there. We had some earlier Caltrans that should have been picked up by now, 91 eastbound from Lincoln to Maine. They had alternating lane closures, but, you know, they're saying it could possibly last till 6, so we'll see on that 91 east. I don't see any delays at all.
on either side of the 91, which is nice. We believe that because it's Veterans Day, most schools will be out honoring that, celebrating that, and so I'm expecting the roads to be a little lighter today, and so far, so good. The drives that are downtown, the good South 101, southbound Golden State, absolutely wide open. The 405 into and out of the Florida Pass, looking really good. We had some lane closures right in front of the Bradley Terminal this morning. I got a tip call about that, so I'm seeing some volume already there. Yeah, on the upper deck, it's around the Horseshoe. So just, I would say, get to LAX earlier than usual. It's Friday getaway day. It's usually very busy on Fridays. Northbound Harbor looks great coming up from San Pedro, and northbound Santa Ana from Orange County up into East LA. And if you're going down to work at Disneyland this morning, that South 5 is absolutely wide open, a perfect drive for you. You'll have that in store. And all the westbound commutes look great. 106210. The next traffic report is at 5:25 from the Downey Hyundai 24-hour traffic center.
A little dip in temperatures this afternoon thanks to lighter offshore winds. By the time we head into the weekend, those winds will start to pick up again under advisory levels, so expect warm, dry, and sunny for the next few days. We are tracking a Pacific storm coming in, and that will bring us our rain chances as we head into the second half of next week. In fact, we're looking at rain for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. But for now, enjoy temperatures in the low 70s for the coast, upper 70s for LA and Orange County, low 80s for the next couple of days for the valleys, upper 70s.
On select new 2023 Toyotas on approved credit. Choose 5.99% APR for up to 60 months on select Toyota certified used vehicles on approved credit. Visit Toyota of Glendora today for Black Friday savings now. Call 626-250-0357 for details.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk, too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Hey, you. The one on the couch you just told your friend you can't go out because you're busy? Ready to get real about your psoriasis? When your current treatments don't do enough to help control the inflammation beneath the skin, causing plaques and pain, stressing and scratching, it's time to stop hiding and get real with your dermatologist so they can help you get clear. Get real clear about psoriasis at letsgetrealclear.com. Sponsored by ACME.
At Simply Safe Home Security, your safety is the only thing that matters. That's why you get 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day, because every home deserves to be protected. Right now, get 50% off the whole home security system named the best of 2023 by U.S. News and World Report. Visit simplysafe.com/radio to save big today. Advanced Home Security, 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
This is LA's Morning News.
On KNX News, 97.1 FM.
SoCal's only 24/7 connection.
5:30. I'm Mike Simpson.
And I'm Vicki Moore. State of emergency in Tustin over this blimp hangar fire and just all the bad stuff it's churned up. Let's get the story live from our John Baird.
Well, there's a pollution alert. It came from the South Coast Air Quality Management District due to the danger posed by this stuff. The air pollution from that huge fire, which engulfed one of these two World War II-era hangars at the former Marine Corps Air Station here in Tustin. Extensive portions of that hangar collapsed as flames tore through that mostly wooden structure. Now, the massive blaze, of course, the blaze sent huge plumes of smoke into the air. Officials later collected samples of ash and debris from the public areas near the hangar, and laboratory testing showed the presence of asbestos higher than 1%. A Tustin City Council member talked to KCAL News about that.
From what they're reporting, it's, a certain measure over 1%. So anything over 1%, they are obligated to then report that level of asbestos to us.
There were other toxic substances discovered as well, including lead, arsenic, nickel, and other heavy metals. Two members of Congress sent a letter to the Navy asking how it planned to deal with this, how they were going to clean up the site and mitigate the impact to the local area. The letter was signed by other lawmakers and also asked the Navy exactly what materials were used to build the hangar in the first place. Mike and Vicki.
The Actors Union reviewing that tentative contract with the studios today. Hold a news conference at 1 o'clock, sharing the details. We'll bring that to you live. Since the Writers Guild strike back on May 2nd, TV and film production slowed down. But with this, things might kick off again in January. Union negotiators say the historic deal valued at more than $1 billion. We'll talk about it with the SAG-AFTRA chief negotiator, Duncan Crabtree, Ireland, so later on this morning.
They will say right now, we have a contract here in Las Vegas.
Yeah, they did it just before the deadline. Hotel workers agreeing to a deal with Wynn. That's the last of the casinos. New 5-year deal will cover 5,000 employees. The hotel and casino and the Encore Resort properties. Brian Will has more from Vegas.
Of the 3 major casino owners on the Strip to reach an agreement with the union just before Formula One. MGM Resorts and Caesars Entertainment were reached earlier this week. The biggest measures agreed to in the negotiations include the largest wage increase ever and expanding safety for all workers.
The contract came after 7 months of bargaining and is the union's first since the pandemic.
Group of mayors from cities around the country joining together in downtown LA. Conference focused on addressing homelessness. Margaret Carrero's got more.
Speaking to some of what was shared by the mayors, Mayor Karen Bass pointed to a presentation by Houston's mayor.
In Houston, they've been able to decommission the encampments, how they built a navigation center that has a clinic that is actually open to the neighborhood, and they were able to get the neighborhood to accept it by providing services.
The ultimate goal is to come up with an action plan and solutions. The mayor of Toledo, Ohio, pointed to the need for a dramatic increase in housing vouchers. White House Domestic Policy Advisor Neera Tanden said HUD is issuing guidance to public housing agencies highlighting flexibilities in the Housing Choice Voucher Program.
Taking what we've learned from Los Angeles and from other leaders, we understand how critical ensuring you have as much flexibility to make this program as available as possible, so you never have the real just waste of a person who's homeless waiting for a unit that is open. And because of our regulatory process, that wait is days, weeks, months longer than it should be.
That announcement drew applause from those gathered in downtown LA. I'm Margaret Carrero, KNX News, 97.1 FM.
Republican lawmakers are divided on a funding bill, talking about a couple of options now, trying to head off another government shutdown. They're passing a continuing resolution that would extend funding into the new year, and also looking at maybe the so-called laddered continued resolution that would push the funding into a rolling basis. Nicole Killian has more.
I talked to Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries during his weekly press conference and asked him about whether Democrats would be open to considering this idea. He says that it is a non-starter for Democrats. They simply want a clean CR, but it's unlikely that Republicans, at least in the House, will take that of action.
November 17th is the date to watch. That is when the current funding bill runs out. 5:35.
Traffic, Jennifer York.
Okay, so by South at Red Hill, hearing about a rig or some kind of construction vehicle on fire south of right shoulder, southern Orange County, 5 southbound at Red Hill. Apparently the party's out there trying to put the fire out himself. Hopefully the fire department will get there. All right, on the eastbound side of the 118 at Balboa, there's apparently some big metal pipe in the middle lane. You know what, I hit that. East 118 of Balboa. Very quiet out there. Very quiet. I have a feeling we're going to have some good drives today. The South 45 into and out of the Sepulveda Pass is fantastic, all the way down to LAX. LAX is kind of hustling and bustling, I got to say. So once you getting there should be okay at the moment. Once you're there, though, it's starting to get really crowded around that horseshoe. Westbound 105, absolutely wide open, ghost town. And the North 405 coming up from Orange County, heading up and through Lawndale up towards LAX, also great. I'm looking at the 91. They had multiple lanes blocked, East 91 from Lincoln over to Maine. That's until 6. And I do see a little bit of slowing down that eastbound side. Westbound 91 looks great. Our next report is at 5:45 from the Downey Hyundai 24-hour traffic center.
Warm afternoons, cool nights. That's kind of the trend now. Dry and sunny for the next few days. Lots of 70s this afternoon. Some of us dipping down a few degrees from where we were yesterday. Getting rid of the winds. 70s and 80s for the weekend. Some spots into the mid-80s even. We're looking ahead to rain, though. There is a storm going to come through next week. Looks like the middle of next week, maybe Wednesday, but more likely on Thursday. So we'll know more as we get closer to that.
Israel-Hamas war. KNX connects you to the latest.
IDF, Israeli Defense Force, is said to be less than 1,000 feet from the largest hospital in Gaza, where Israeli commanders think Hamas has a command post. Mark Lowen with the BBC in Israel.
The Al-Shifa hospital, Israeli forces believe, is where a Hamas headquarters is located, in tunnels, and that they control underground fuel storage as well underneath the hospital. Hamas has consistently denied any control around Al-Shifa.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken in New Delhi talking about trying to get those hostages released.
Much more needs to be done.
in terms of both protecting civilians and getting humanitarian assistance to them. And we have concrete plans, concrete things that we're working on that would do just that.
U.S. talking about how they want at least 150 humanitarian trucks allowed into Gaza each day.
New poll of Democrats in the U.S. shows deep divide when it comes to how the Biden administration is handling the war.
The poll found 50% of Democrats approve how President Biden has navigated the conflict, while 46% disapprove. The two groups diverge substantially in their views of U.S. support for Israel. Biden's support on the issue among Democrats is down slightly from August, as an AP North poll conducted then found that 57% of Democrats approve of his handling and 40% disapproved. Nearly 7 in 10 Democrats approving of Biden's management of the conflict think the U.S. provides the right amount of support to Israel currently. Of those who disapprove, 65% say the U.S. is too supportive of Israel. I'm Norman Hall.
The president and the Chinese president going to be up in the Bay Area next week, sitting down first time in about a year. Bo Erickson is a White House reporter for CBS, says, well, they've got a lot to talk about.
One of the top issues for the meeting is reestablishing communication between the U.S. and Chinese militaries. China cut off the communication after then Speaker Nancy Pelosi traveled to Taiwan last year. But U.S. senior administration officials said China has been reluctant to start military communication again, citing the incident with the Chinese spy balloon flying over the United States earlier this year.
Meetings happening during the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit.
Democrats are thinking Joe Manchin's decision not to seek re-election virtually ensures the party's going to lose his Senate seat in deep red West Virginia next year. Same time, some Democratic officials concerned that his announcement frees him to do a third-party presidential bid, something Manchin might ultimately undermine President Biden's re-election. Overall, announcement injects a new layer of uncertainty for the leaders already anxious about the party's prospects in 2024.
This is really interesting. Surgeons at NYU have pulled off a breakthrough. That's what they're calling it. Successfully transplanting a human eye. The story now from our Brian Pink.
In the long run, this could possibly mean being able to restore sight. Dr. Timothy McCulley with the American Academy of Ophthalmology tells us being able to hook up blood flow to transplanted soft tissue is a big deal, but the day those eyes can see is still far in the future.
Things are moving in the direction where we can hopefully one day reconnect the eye neurologically, but we can't even do that with a person's own eye, much less a transplanted eye. So it is great that they've done this, but we've got a ways to go before we can transplant an eye that will see. So I wouldn't want folks to get their hopes up that they're going to have an eye transplanted that is going to function.
In the short term, this can help restore appearances to people who lost an eye due to disease or trauma, including the recipient of this transplant, whose face was badly injured in an accident. I'm Brian Payne, KNX News 97.1 FM.
You like to snowboard or ski, anything like that?
I used to. Yeah, I haven't done it in a while. I think I could still do it.
It's expensive.
I skied. I never got into the snowboarding.
Yeah, the resorts are starting to open. You know, Northern California, they were talking about that, but Mammoth actually starts opening.
I think we should put you on a hill and send you down. Like live video it.
I look good in my ski outfit.
At the lodge?
At the lodge.
With the peppermint schnapps and hot cocoa.
Yeah. Anyhow, we're going to talk to someone from Mammoth a little later this morning, too, so you can start making those plans to go up to the slopes. It's 5:41, LA's Morning News.
KNX connects you to the headlines.
To the freeway.
To what matters to you.
SoCal's only 24/7 connection.
Black Friday deals are going on now at Video and Audio Center. Samsung, Sony, LG, Sonos, and Ring, TV, sound surveillance. Prices are the same or lower than online, plus free setup. Shop and save with Black Friday prices now at Video and Audio Center.
In many ways, travel can be exhausting these days, but my river cruise over the summer on Alma Waterways was perfection. Hey, it's Vicki Moore, and we cruised the Rhine River from Amsterdam through France and Germany and then into Switzerland. 4 countries, we only unpacked once. Our room was spacious. It opened to a small balcony where we could sit and enjoy the view. The Alma Mora, our ship itself, was small, about 150 people, and it attracted all ages, so we all got to meet new people. My kids had a great time riding on the daily biking excursions. Well, I chose the air-conditioned coach and then walking to see the castles, churches, and other historical sites. With Alma Waterways, the excursions are new and interesting each day and all included. Also included, locally source food and wine on the ship. And one night we enjoyed a special dinner at the chef's table. It really was the trip of a lifetime. So what's next? How about the African savannah, Portugal, Vietnam? Check out their special offers and book now. It's Alma Waterways online at heartoftheriver.com.
Your tough Tacoma is here. Your powerful 4Runner. Your stylish Camry. Your versatile RAV4. Even your fully electric BZ4X. Your new Toyota car, truck, or SUV is available now. So see your Toyota dealer today. We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
Toyota.com is Toyota Central for all things Toyota. At Toyota.com, you can get product information, compare models, check out all the latest offers, find a dealer, start inventory, set up a test drive. You can even build your Toyota the way you want. The road to a great deal on a new Toyota starts at Toyota.com. We make it easy on you. Toyota, let's go places.
Exergen thermometers are a top choice of medical professionals at highly ranked hospitals across the U.S. Accuracy matters, so make Exergen the chosen thermometer for your home and family.
Contractor license 1047781. Here are some homeowner headaches we fix and get them. One is our heating rejuvenation, where we help to prevent breakdowns by performing 6 critical adjustments for just $129. Another one is we'll unclog any drain for just $80 with a 30-foot drain snake. And we're on call 24/7, 365 days a year. And our drain clearance service is just $80. So nice, I said it twice. Gale Air Conditioning and Plumbing, GOETTL.com. We do things the right way, not the easy way.
This is Attorney Elliott with The Accident Guys. Injured in a car accident or on the job? Call us, The Accident Guys. 877-888-GUYS.
Good morning, I'm Mike Simpson.
And I'm Vicki Moore. Coming up on KNX News 97.1 FM, a struggle for young California workers. We'll tell you what that's about.
The governor says that the freeways are cleaner and nicer now. Do you believe him? In Orange County with state of emergency over the big limb fire and all the asbestos and ash. Tell you more about that. 5:45 brought to you by Yamava Resort and Casino, San Manuel, Jennifer York.
Okay, we're reporting a little, I think it's a homeless encampment fire off the 405 North at Burbank. You might see some fire department activity. I don't see any delays there really on the 405. So, again, 405 North at Burbank. We're honoring veterans today, and I think most schools are out. I think we're going to see some very light freeways this morning. I hope so. Southbound side, and when that's the case, please be careful. People tend to speed, and then you never know what could happen in front of you. Southbound side of the 405 looks good across the valley floor into and out of the East Culver Pass. The West 105 getting LAX also looks good. LAX is a little crowded up deck for sure. It's Friday getaway, so account for that. Northbound 405 looks fantastic from Orange County all the way up. We've had some late running, or I guess it's just till 6, Caltrans on the East 91 from Lincoln over to Maine. Alternating lane closures there, and there's definitely a pocket of slowing down that eastbound 91 because of it. They're supposed to pick up the cones by 6 this morning. The West 91 looks fantastic out of Corona. I'm glad I can tell you that. Get an early start to the holidays with Mariah Carey at Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel on November 15th. See all of her hits performed live, including All I Want for Christmas Is You. Get your ticket to YamavaTheater.com. Mariah Carey live November 15th at Yamava Theater. 21 to enter. Our next report is at 5:55 for the Downey Hyundai 24-hour traffic center.
Mostly sunny skies, and we have lighter offshore winds. No advisories to talk about, but those offshore winds will start to pick up just a little bit, so it may be just a little warmer for Saturday and Sunday. 72 today for the coast, upper 70s for LA County with low 80s for the weekend, low 80s for the next couple of days for the valleys, upper 70s for the Inland Empire with low 80s for the weekend as well, upper 60s for the high deserts with low 70s tomorrow, mid 70s by Sunday for the mountains, upper 50s today, 60s as we head into Saturday and Sunday. With Southern California's most accurate and dependable forecast, I'm K-County News meteorologist Amber Lee for KNX News 97.1 FM.
Governor Newsom talking about this program to clean up the state's freeways, and he says $1.2 billion is being spent to it. Clean California Initiative, that's what he calls it, being led by Caltrans. And he says it's a way of showing people that state government is at work on their behalf.
It's a frustration that we all have about our state. You drive around and you wonder, who's responsible? Why isn't that cleaned up? Why is that graffiti there? Why are all these encampments? I spend more money on taxes every single damn year. Clean it up. Do your job. People are frustrated. We're here mindful of that. I'm certainly here mindful of that mindset.
Yeah, a lot of people in California want him to do his job perhaps a little better. The new poll, and we told you about this week, came out, said for the first time since taking office a few years ago, more California voters disapprove of the job Governor Newsom is doing at 49% than those who approve at 44%. That was a poll out of Cal Berkeley.
Young California workers, they say they are stuck with low wages, working long hours, and going to school a lot of time. Cal Matters shows about 2/3 of workers 16 to 24 have got low wages, less than $18 an hour. Another 60% say they have trouble paying the bills. The drag from the young worker wage dynamic could take years to play out. UCLA researchers say the assumption that young people work the lower wage jobs then find careers, not necessarily true. Some of them get stuck. Data show many young people stay in the low wage jobs for years and then have trouble breaking out of those service sector kind of gigs.
Still trying to arrest someone after a man from Riverside was killed while watering his lawn. He was an Army vet, engineer, father of 4. He was shot and killed over the weekend. His daughter talked to KCAL News.
Our neighbors started coming out. One of them started doing CPR. And as she was doing it, I could feel his pulse getting more and more faint.
Just finished lunch with some family members when he went outside, and his daughter said he did that every day. Says as soon as she got the call from her niece, she was crying hysterically.
It just makes no sense. We're still puzzled. We want to know who and why and what would motivate someone to do this to, like you said, a 68-year-old man. He was harmless.
Riverside police are not sharing any details at this time as they continue to investigate, track down and arrest that shooter.
Wrongfully convicted, 12 years in prison. ILA now going to pay $8 million to Ruben Martinez Jr. settle his lawsuit against the city. Settlement legally recognizes egregious police misconduct, missteps that surfaced during a civil lawsuit. His first trial ended with a jury that deadlocked. Second one, 2 exonerating witnesses. They weren't called in to testify. LA City's attorney's office so far declining to comment on the settlement.
Big bucks for a Picasso painting.
For $121 million. Brooke, it's yours. Thank you very much.
Applause rang out at Sotheby's New York auction house after the 1932 Pablo Picasso painting fetched the highest price for an artwork sold this year worldwide. With taxes and fees, the total was more than $139 million. The buyer remains anonymous. Europe Chairman Oliver Barker.
Femme à la montre, an absolute tour de force from his 1932 Year of Wonders, and a masterpiece by every measure.
The painting, which translates into English as Woman with a Watch, is the second most expensive Picasso to sell at auction. 550.
Let's check your money. Here's Bloomberg.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. For the second time in 2 weeks, Disney is overhauling its film release schedule, which follows the industry-wide settlement of a labor dispute with actors. Among the changes, the third Deadpool film will be released in July instead of May of next year. The fourth Captain America movie will be pushed from July of 2024 to February of 2025. Disney is among several studios that have rescheduled films in the wake of labor unrest. Amazon has teamed up with Meta Platforms on a new feature that will let you buy Amazon products directly from ads on Instagram and Facebook. Right now, it's in the test phase. Consumers would link their Amazon accounts to their social media profiles. Wall Street's recent winning streak came to a halt yesterday, with declines ranging from around 2/3% for the Dow to about 1% for the Nasdaq. Fed Chair Jay Powell indicated that policymakers would not hesitate to raise interest rates again if needed to bring down inflation. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
KNX connects you to the quickest way there.
I want to thank you for being ahead of the game. Apps did not show the closure of that on-ramp, so if I had listened to you, I would have been in that backup and I would have been late to work.
SoCal's only 24/7 connection is KNX News 97.1 FM.
You don't have to wait till this Saturday. Thank a vet today. And now the top 5 reasons to visit Morongo. Number 5.
Veterans Day dining deal. Service members eat free at the marketplace, the 10th and 11th.
Number 4.
Parmalee, live December 11th. Get tickets now.
3.
Get a vacuum, fryer, microphone, or $500 cash when you earn 3,000 points on your rewards card Friday.
And the number 2.
Thanksgiving gift giveaway. Get a cordless hand massager when you earn 500 points on your rewards card the 14th.
And the number 1 reason.
Skip the stress and let us do the cooking. Get your Thanksgiving
to go with prime rib, ham, or turkey, 8 sides and dessert for a special price.
Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Morongo, good times for everybody.
Now is the time to call West Medical and erase those ugly, itchy varicose veins while maximizing your CEO health insurance coverage. Chances are you've met your insurance deductible, but you can see thousands that have smooth, sexy veins to play by the end of the year. Call 1-800-WEST-MED to set up a free priority consultation. Don't miss out on your Med deductible. Call 1-800-WEST-MED. That's 1-800-937-8623 or visit westmedical.com.
For all station contest rules, go to knxnews.com/rules.
Are you a Star Wars fan? Could you own perhaps C-3PO's head or a helmet?
Just about had enough of you. Go away. You'll be malfunctioning within a day, you nearsighted scrap pile.
That's great. Actor Anthony Daniels played the droid in the films, and he's auctioning off his Star Wars memorabilia. The props, the costumes, the scripts. Collection includes the iconic gold C-3PO helmet the actor wore, and the estimated sale price well north of $1 million. Some of the other stuff includes the actor's handwritten notes on a script, The Empire Strikes Back, and even parts from the Millennium Falcon.
We've had a lot of good stuff go up lately. Like, this year's been a good year for auction stuff. Because they had that X-Wing that disappeared for like 30 years, and then they found that, and they sold that thing. They've sold like Batman suits and a whole bunch of Star Trek stuff.
I feel like it's a video game. $5.54. Hey, you know what else is coming up this morning?
What's your favorite band?
No. But you know what? People love Depeche Mode. They're going to have a great time at this show. 8:53 is our timeline contest, and you know how it works by now. We talk about it a lot. So you're going to win a pair of tickets to go see Depeche Mode at Crypto.com. 8:53. Observing Veterans Day today, Veterans Day tomorrow. Veterans have a lot of like free and reduced things they can get tomorrow just by showing their ID. Maybe get a Grand Slam at Denny's, some pancakes at IHOP.
We love the Grand Slam.
Delish. 5:55, LA's Morning News.
Brought to you by Caltrans, Jennifer York.
And my son and I have always helped at Operation Gratitude, and I'm going to get a plug for them in because they are an amazing organization. Go stuff boxes, you can give them money. Operation Gratitude. I love that organization. I think they've been going on 20 years now. All right, 110 South at 9th in the heart of downtown. We've got a share in the right lane. And they're reporting 57 North. I believe this driver stopped 57 North of Pathfinder. He was going southbound in the northbound lanes, but they said they stopped him in the carpool lane just north of Pathfinder. So if you're coming to southbound or northbound on the 57, just be careful. I'm hoping that they already got him off the freeway. That was at 5:43. So 57 north of Pathfinder, car going southbound in the carpool lane. They've had a fire, they're saying, under the freeway now. Smoke is visible from the freeway. That was at 5:49. This is a fire I talked about in my last report, 405 northbound at Burbank. So you might see some right shoulder activity. The fire department, let's change this to that by picking up after our pets, reducing pesticide use, regularly servicing vehicles. Learn how at cleanwaterca.com. That's cleanwaterca.com, the Caltrans Stormwater Program. Our next report is at 6:05 from the Downey Hyundai 24-hour traffic center.
Warm afternoons and cool nights. That's what we're doing for the next few days. We wait for this storm that's going to come next week. But dry and sunny and a little bit cooler today than yesterday. Dropping down because we've lost the Santa Ana winds. But 70s for the afternoon, maybe some high clouds. But then we warm up again for the weekend, 70s and low to maybe close to the mid-80s in some spots for Saturday and Sunday. Sunday a little warmer than what we're going to get tomorrow. Then the changes come in the middle part of next week. The rain's going to make its way. Here's what's looking like either Wednesday or Thursday.
That blimp hangar fire in Tustin this week is turning into a real mess. Not only did that burn down, but there was a lot of ash and asbestos that was kicked up. They shut down the schools. Today, it's a state of emergency. More on the investigation in minutes.
Urgent Camp Lejeune settlement message. On September 6th, the government announced it will soon begin providing fast, guaranteed settlements to Camp Lejeune Marines, families, and civilians. Awards will range between $100,000 and $550,000, with an option for higher amounts. If you or a loved one spent time at Camp Lejeune and suffered cancers of the bladder, liver, or kidneys, leukemia, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, Parkinson's, or kidney issues, you may qualify for compensation and could be paid within 60 days after accepting your settlement, with your VA benefits fully protected. You may be entitled to a significant financial award for your Camp Lejeune claim, but you must act now. Call the James Harris Law Camp Lejeune helpline now to get the compensation you deserve. We're already fighting for thousands harmed by the water at Camp Lejeune. Call now or you may forever lose your right to be awarded a settlement between $100,000 and $550,000. For your free evaluation, call 800-270-3388. That's 800-270-3388. 800-270-3388.
I can't wait for what's next, even with higher risk due to atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Eliquis, apixaban tablets, reduces stroke risk. It's the #1 cardiologist-prescribed blood thinner. Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without talking to your doctor, as this may increase your risk of stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or have antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or unusual bruising, or if you have tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. It may increase your bleeding risk if you take medicines, such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks VapoStick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower for steamy Vicks vapors. Use as directed. VapoStick for usages 4 and up. Vapo Shower use for adults only.
Always live on the free Odyssey app.
KNX FM and HD Los Angeles.
SoCal's only 24/7 connection.
Coming up, ash and asbestos state of emergency at Tustin today after the big fire at the Blimp hangar. John Barrett's got a live update.
Going to be more talk today about the big deal between SAG-AFTRA and the studios, and we're talking to the chief negotiator.
Got some more of these mosquito illnesses in Long Beach.
This is KNX News, 97.1 FM.
6 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. We begin at the White House, where Biden administration officials have just announced the president will meet with his Chinese counterpart, Xi Jinping, for the first time in a year. CBS News has confirmed they'll talk on the sidelines of an economic conference in San Francisco next Wednesday. CBS's Bo Erickson is in Washington.
One senior administration official predicted that the next year between the U.S. and China could be, quote, bumpy, as the U.S. and Taiwan both hold presidential elections. The U.S. officials said Mr. Biden will also address China's ramping up of military activities around Taiwan, which have been, quote, unprecedented, dangerous, and provocative.
It comes amid conflicts in Ukraine and the Middle East, and more than 9 months after the U.S. military shot down a Chinese spy balloon. In Gaza, Israeli forces are believed to have hit several hospitals, wounding and killing civilians, including children. The AP says thousands of Palestinians who'd been sheltering at the largest hospital, Shifa, fled during Israel's new daily 4-hour humanitarian pause in fighting. Secretary of State Antony Blinken.
We have seen progress in addressing some of the very important concerns that we have and that so many share about protecting Palestinian civilians, about getting humanitarian assistance to them. But I also said that much more needs to be done.
Las Vegas hotels have been spared a strike. This morning, culinary workers settled up with Wynn, the last of the big 3 resorts to agree to a deal. The union's Ted Papageorge.
In the end, these are partnerships. These companies, we're happy they're making a lot of money. We want them to do well. We can do
School teachers in Portland, Oregon have been on strike for a week and a half now. The school superintendent says both sides are still talking. There's no word on whether there's been movement on any of the main issues, which include pay raises on smaller class sizes. Governors of 3 states in the South have now issued states of emergency for a growing wildfire threat from drought conditions. Russell Proctor is with Virginia's Department of Forestry.
Our fire acreage is going up because they are burning hotter, faster, and they're definitely more hard to control right now.
States of emergency are also in effect in Kentucky and North Carolina. Akron, Ohio's making way for a new tribute to King James.
James drives on a layup off the glass, banks it home. 40 points for James.
LeBron James Foundation says a museum will open this month in the NBA star's hometown, including a recreation of the apartment he grew up in. This is CBS News.
Make the hiring process work for you. With Indeed's end-to-end hiring solution, you can attract, interview, and hire candidates all from one place. Start at Indeed.com/credits.
You've got LA's Morning News.
On KNX News 97.1 FM.
SoCal's only 24/7 connection.
6:03. I'm Mike Simpson.
And I'm Vicki Moore. They've had some bad air in Tustin after this blimp hangar fire. It kicked up a bunch of ash and asbestos, and now there's a local state of emergencies. They're still investigating what happened and trying to clean it up. Let's get the latest live from our John Baird.
Well, the Orange County Supervisors will vote to ratify the emergency declaration on Monday at a special meeting. But, you know, people were heartbroken over this blaze and losing that huge building. One of 2 on the site here at the former Marine Corps Air Station. It had been around since World War II. Those things were huge local landmarks, but health officials did some testing after the fire and found asbestos, a cancer-causing material in the air, and a number of other heavy metals. Schools were closed, and Tustin residents were asked to stay indoors, and some members of Congress fired off a letter to the Navy asking what they were going to do about cleaning up the site and making it safe for the community. Orange County Supervisor Katrina Foley was trying to get the word out to people.
If you live near Tustin, try to avoid at all going into that area. And of course, if you have kids or you're pregnant, you know, you really should keep inside with air conditioning.
She was talking with KCAL News. Now, that fire burned through the wooden hangar for hours with all that smoke pouring into the sky. The Orange County Healthcare Agency is asking residents to stay indoors, close their doors and windows, or find another place to stay to reduce their exposure to smoke and ash. And parents, they've even been asked to wash their kids' toys if they have ash on them, and people who go outside are advised to use N95 or P100 face masks for protection, so they're taking this very seriously.
In Ventura County, investigators facing challenges in the case of a 69-year-old Jewish man who died from head trauma during the confrontation at the protests in Thousand Oaks. Ventura County Sheriff's Office says not enough evidence to arrest anybody involved. They say there's no footage of the actual incident when the man got hit. They are still asking for the public's help. Any videos or photos they say can be very useful. Traffic now. Jennifer York.
Okay, a lot of schools out, closed today for Veterans Holiday. I think the freeways are going to be light. So far, I've been getting calls saying, yep, freeways are really light. 91 eastbound should be picking up the cones, though. There's a backup there. On the eastbound side of the 91, they've got some lane closures at Lincoln over the main, and that was supposed to be picked up at 6 o'clock. And you've got a couple of miles of slowing there. Unexpectedly, really. Because it's usually the westbound side that's heavy during the morning commute, which it is not. It's fantastic. You're going to love it. You're on the 91 this morning. All the other westbound routes are fantastic. 106210 drives to LAX, south 405 into Nautilus and Pulpit Pass, fantastic. Northbound 405 all the way up from the L2Y to LAX looks good. Upper deck at LAX, crowded. Make sure you give yourself plenty of time, not just to get to the airport, but once you're at the airport, to kind of get in and out of there, depending on where you need to go. But boy, that upper deck is pretty slammed. Our next report is at 6:15 from the Downing Hyundai 24-hour traffic center.
Losing the winds, not as busy as yesterday in terms of the weather. So we're a little bit cooler, down just a few degrees, but warming up for the weekend. So dry and sunny for the next few days. Warm afternoons, cool nights. That's what you need to know. Lots of 70s today, but going to 70s and 80s as we hit Saturday and Sunday. Rain's coming next week. It looks like either Wednesday or Thursday. Storm's going to roll through.
So SAG-AFTRA and the studios cut that deal. The union still reviewing it. Everybody says this is moving ahead to signing off on it. They're going to talk a little bit more about it at a news conference, 1 o'clock this afternoon. We'll have that for you. And prior to that, we're going to be talking to the chief negotiator a little bit later this morning.
Long Beach, there was this crash between a bus and a car. Both of them went through the front of a seafood restaurant. Pete Demetrio says although people were injured, the building was really damaged. Thankfully, nobody was killed.
The incident happened when a transit bus was moving east on South Street. Then a car moving south went through a stop sign on California Avenue and was hit by the bus. Both vehicles jumped the curb and slammed into the Bougie Crab restaurant. Long Beach Police Commander Mike Richardson says 14 people on board the bus were injured, 10 were hospitalized. Those people are in stable condition, and a criminal investigation of the crash will take place. While the restaurant was empty of customers, there were several rental units above the area of the restaurant that was devastated by the crash.
I'm told it was occupied. They were totally safe, and they were helped out. Red Cross came out to relocate at least one person.
With the bus and car wreckage removed, firefighters put in supports to prevent the second floor from collapsing on the damaged area. City engineers will have to conduct a safety inspection of the structure. In Long Beach, I'm Pete Demetrio, KNX News 97.1 FM.
That crash that happened last November, we covered it. It happened in the morning when those cadets, right, that were out running near the Sheriff's Academy in Whittier, and this SUV just plowed into them. Well, a year later, he's been charged with 11 counts, including vehicular manslaughter with gross negligence. Emily Valdez has an update on that story.
LA County Sheriff Robert Luna spoke during a news conference.
The charges filed are a step towards justice for the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, Deputy Alejandro Martinez and his family, and all the members of Academy Class 464 who were injured and affected by this individual who struck them on a training run back almost a year ago.
25 of the cadets were injured, 9 seriously injured, and one, Alejandro Martinez, died 8 months after the crash from his injuries.
This investigation took a substantial amount of time because of its complexity. It encompassed numerous interviews and detailed analysis of evidence.
Gutierrez faces 12 years in prison if convicted. At the Hall of Justice, I'm Emily Valdez, KNX News 97.1 FM.
Long Beach has its first confirmed case of what's called St. Louis encephalitis. It's a rare mosquito-borne illness just a week after the first case of dengue. First case of the encephalitis since '84. Patient is recovering at home. No other cases so far. 12 cases of this in California this year. The mayor, Rex Richardson, urging everybody to step up your mosquito control, take care of the standing water and all that. The illness is in the same family as West Nile. Though most people won't show symptoms, they say it's crucial to stay aware, especially for those over 50 or with health conditions.
Someone being described as a serial prowler and sex offender has been arrested in Santa Monica. They say he was seen on video at his house Halloween night, trying to open doors and windows and get into a car. An off-duty police officer said he saw the man earlier this week, held him until Santa Monica police got there, and they arrested him. He's also being investigated in L.A. for burglary and trespass. They say he's homeless. At last word, he was being held without bail. Santa Monica police asking for charges of a complete burglary, multiple attempted burglaries, and violation of his sex offender registration. LA's Morning News, 6:11.
Connect later on LA's Afternoon News.
KNX News, 97.1 FM, SoCal's only 24/7 connection.
Shop best of season produce at Whole Foods Market. Get organic sweet potatoes for $1.79 per pound with Prime through November 14th. Prepare them your favorite way: mashed, baked, roasted, or fried. While supplies last, shop in-store or online. Terms apply.
Hi folks, Chris Seaton's here. You thought of everything when you started your business, but did you remember a reputable power service company? Don't risk losing business because of your generator. You need Guthrie Power Services. They are the experts in commercial generator repairs and emergency power restoration, providing
Reliable service 24/7 to a wide range of commercial clients. We're talking school districts, city water districts, apartment buildings, and wireless companies. Visit DuffyPower.com. That's Duffy, D-U-T-H-I-E, power.com.
This is a special announcement for men with ED. Are you using ED shots, also known as ICP or Trimex injection therapy? Well, now that same virtually 100% effective treatment's available at a fraction of the cost. Boston Medical Group now provides ED treatments via our unique telemedicine platform. We can now offer you up to 50% savings for ED shot refills, regardless where you previously acquired it from. And now, we also offer uniquely potent ED oral medication, Irexafil, a proprietary blend of 3 different ED medications that works when regular pills have failed. Get ED shot refills without paying a fortune. Or try our new, amazing, effective Irexafil. Contact Boston Medical Group, the leading experts in sexual health for over 20 years. Call 800-896-9400 now. That's 800-896-9400. 800-896-9400. Or visit bostonmedicalgroup.com.
The Chase Ink Business Premier Card is made for people who make things happen. Like me. I'm Sam, founder and CEO of Manifest, a product design company that makes everyday products designed smarter. I get 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more, plus unlimited 2% cash back on all other purchases, which helps us make more smart ideas into a brilliant reality.
The Ink Business Premier Card. Learn more at chase.com/business premier. Chase for business. Make more with yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Account subject to credit approval. Restrictions and limitations apply. Cards are issued by JP Morgan Chase Bank. Any member FDIC.
Start saving early and shop the year's best deals during the Living Spaces Black Friday event. Find beds for as low as $350, dining sets starting at $250, queen beds starting at $195, and a huge selection of rugs, accessories, and home decor at unbelievable prices. Plus, enjoy special financing for 60 months on any purchase with your good credit. And get it all before Thanksgiving with free shipping as soon as next day. Only at the Living Spaces Black Friday event.
Living Spaces.
Hi, I'm Nick. And I'm Adam. We started Legacy Box so that family memories would be safe and could always be enjoyed together. And starting now, we're offering listeners early access to our best deal of the year during our $9 tape sale. 1 million families and counting have trusted Legacy Box to convert their aging media because Legacy Box is safe, simple, and affordable. From fading over time to risks like fire and water damage, your videotapes, film reels, and photos aren't protected unless they're in a digital format. With the holidays approaching, don't wait. Simply fill your Legacy Box. We'll take care of the rest. It's the most meaningful thing you can do this holiday season, and the perfect time during our best sale of the year. Visit legacybox.com/value to get early access to our Black Friday sale and digitize your memories for only $9 a tape. Visit legacybox.com/value. legacybox.com/value.
Good morning, I'm Mike Simpson.
And I'm Vicki Moore. Coming up on KNX News 97.1 FM. Big premiere last night at the Egyptian Theater in Hollywood. It's all renovated and spruced up.
Apple pays to settle a worker discrimination lawsuit. Sorry about that. Brought to you by your SoCal Toyota dealers, Jennifer York.
Okay, so it's very quiet out there. It's Veterans Day, and if you need to get to work this morning, I think you're going to be very happy with your ride. On the 110 southbound of Manchester, we have a car. Sounds like there's a driver that slumped over his wheel near the off-ramp of the Manchester off-ramp of the 110 South. Just be careful there, otherwise your drive on both the north and southbound 110 is looking really, really good. There's just a little bit of slowing on the northbound side heading up towards the Santa Monica. Santa Monica westbound starting to build in volume a little bit, but your speed should still be good. Your drives into downtown look fantastic. South 101 southbound Golden State. All the westbound commutes also looking amazing. That includes the 91 west. 91 east, they should be picking up the cones. They've had multiple lanes closed from Lincoln over Maine, and there is some slowing there on that eastbound 91 because of it, but again, that was supposed to be until 6, so they should be picking up those cones. And southbound side of the 405 starting to build in volume just a little bit, approaching the 101, but a good drive into and out of the Sepulveda Pass. The upper deck at LAX, though, is very crowded. Upgrade your adventures in a powerful new Highlander with its refined interior and incredible handling. To check out all available offers on a new Highlander, see your Southern California Toyota dealer today, or visit Toyota.com and make it easy. Our next 625 from the Downey Hyundai 24-hour traffic center.
Warm days, cooler overnights. That's going to be the
drill for the next few days until things take a big turn next week as we are tracking a Pacific storm that comes down from the Gulf of Alaska that's going to increase our rain chances for the second half of next week. But for now, enjoy temperatures in the 70s for the coast, low 70s today, upper 70s by the end of the weekend. Upper 70s for LA and Orange County with low 80s by Saturday. Low 80s for the next couple of days for the valleys, upper 70s for the Inland Empire with low 80s through Monday once we head toward the weekend. And for the high deserts, upper 60s today, low 70s tomorrow. For the mountains, 57 today, low 60s by the weekend. With Southern California's most accurate and dependable forecast, I'm KCAL News meteorologist Amber Lee for KNX News 97.1.
What? Where did that come from? He is going to be one of the people up early this morning for the Grammy nominations. Might be nominated for his work. Oh, a bunch of people going to be making the announcement this morning. Vince Gill, Amy Grant, Jimmy Jam, Bon Jovi, so many. 8 o'clock this morning, that's when we learn more. Yes, we'll probably hear Taylor Swift's name over and over and over. There's been, we talked a lot about AI in relation to the actors and...
Turn right onto Northtown Avenue, then turn right onto the California 210 West ramp.
We're talking about it in music a lot, too. Can you have an AI-generated song getting a nomination, a portion of, stuff like that? So you'll hear more about that, of course, throughout the day.
I just like how you didn't have to go looking for that song because you already had it.
I did not. I found it somewhere else. Yeah. I did not have that in my folder. I knew where to find it.
Veterans Day, a celebrating local group, has ways you can support, show your appreciation to those who've served in the U.S. military. Here's Karen Adams.
The group Disabled American Veterans, or DAV, says you can volunteer to drive a veteran to and from their medical appointments and help them with chores, including grocery shopping.
It's a great way to get involved. If you just have a day a week or a day a month or even a few hours here and there, please reach out to us at volunteerforveterans.org. We really need your help, and we appreciate your service to those who serve.
おはようございます。もう限界。家に着く前に着かなかったもん。あと35分っていうところで、もう寝た方がいいわ。家に帰って寝るか、車で寝るかみたいな。もうフラフラしたらね、ダメだこれ。まあこれで着くでしょう。そうそう。もうね。もうなんか体わなわなしたら、もうこれダメだな、絶対これはつかないっていうか、もう一瞬もう目つぶったらアウトですからね、本当にね。眠くなるからヒーターとかもつけないで、寒くても寒いし、温まったらね、もっと眠たくなるしね。でも寒くて一回ちょっと車で止めてヒーター椅子のねヒーターつけてちょっと温まりたくなって、もう寒くて眠くてもうダメだなこれ。椅子のシートヒーター気持ちいいっすよね。これあったかくて、椅子のヒーターとハンドルもヒーター今ついてるんですけどね、なんかハンドル抱きしめてますよもう52度だから8度ぐらいですかね。寒いですよ結構。 20分だから結構通勤ラッシュが始まる時間ですよね。こっちの方とか結構混んでる。ラスベガス出るときにガソリン入れたところでね、スターバックスのダブルショットっていうやつがあるんですけどね、コーヒーのエナジードリンクあるんですけど、あれ買えばよかったなと思って、あれ結構効くんですけどね。レッドブル2本飲んだけど全然レッドブル飲みながら寝てたもん。シートが当たってないのか、居眠りの元っていうかあれなんて言うんでしたっけ、モロハの矢かな、モロハの矢って言うんですか、歯が両方ついてるやつって感じね。気持ちいいですけどね。トレーラーすごいな。 中の方から。
Stories like these are why tangible investments has become
そうそうそうそう。もうそろそろ着くんですけどね。もうなんかこれで二度寝したら昼まで起きれそうじゃないから、もう帰ったら準備して出ようかな。なんかもうお客さん待ちしながら寝ようかな。これ家帰って寝たらもう昼過ぎまで起きれないですよね、きっとね。その気がするんですよ。なんかもう準備して出て眠たくなったらちょっと寝るってぐらいでいいんじゃないですかね。もうなんか最後は本格的に寝たから結構なんか目が冴えちゃった。もうそろそろ起きる時間ですもんね。体内時計で言うとなんか結局なんかいつもの時間で寝たり起きたりするんですよね、どうしてもね。帰ってちょっと自転車下ろしたりとかね、荷下ろししてお風呂入って出かける準備全部して出たら結局でも9時ぐらいにはなるんですよね。そうしてもね、まあだからそれでもいいかなと思って帰ったらもう準備して出ます。どうせまた昼間どっかの時点で眠たいなって思う頃に寝ればいいかなと思って、こんな感じですね。そうそう、ちょっとあれ一本はね、ジャストフォーファン撮り、ジャストフォーファン撮りの自転車一つ編集したいんですけどね、ショート動画一本ね、それしながらちょっとゆっくりしながら、今日別に予約の予定とか入ってないんで、あれだったんですよ。それで日曜日に行こうと思ってたっつってたんですけど、月曜日にね予約の仕事が入ってたんですよね。入ってたっていうか入ってるんですよ。だからね、どうしても月曜日は空港に行かなきゃいけないので、それもあったんですよね。日曜日にこんな時間で月曜日の朝に帰ってきたら嫌だなと思って、月曜日に帰んなきゃなんてね、夜中中考えたくもなかったし、それよりは今の方がいいかなと思ってね、ちょうどよかったですよ。楽しめた。まあそんなところでございまして、そろそろ到着ですね。ここ明るい時間走ってんのもなかなか見ることないし道この道みたいなね、昼間走ったら、ね、こんな感じなんだみたいなね、そんな感じですけど、またさあそろそろ到着でございます。お疲れさんでした。ゆっくり寝てください。それじゃあ行きます。